Hi, Robert Kiefer here with H2O Pro, and we're going to talk about moisture monitoring systems and why they're so important to your crawl space right after this. Alright, so yesterday I made a Facebook post and I really want to go over what we're looking at here. There's a lot of companies, especially new builders or tract home builders, that are doing conditioned crawl spaces or encapsulating the crawl space, and they're using the HVAC system instead of a dehumidifier, and some of them are putting in dehumidifiers that are properly sized. Well, the issue is that we keep running into is that there's no monitoring system being put in there. So there's nothing monitoring it 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And what the problem is, you can have a dehumidifier that you hear kick on, but the fan can be kicking on, the compressor could not be working, right? And often the homeowner will get a whole bunch of really bad smells in the house, and that go up into the house. Then they'll start wondering, where's all these odors coming from? Finally, they'll check the crawl space. We get a call, we go out there and inspect. We find that there's mold growing everywhere. Sometimes there's 2 to 3 inch stalactites hanging from the bottom of the floor joist. Well, that's because the relative humidity is built up. If the HVAC system is being used as a supposed dehumidifier, most of the time the air that's being pumped into the crawl space is over 60% relative humidity, and that causes issues. And then the dehumidifier could have stopped working and the fan's just kicking around all this moist, very moist air, and that's allowing condensation to occur on organic surfaces like all the wood framing, and then your mold growth starts there. And even sometimes it can get bad enough you can start getting wood rot and wet rot. So what we have here is basically one of the moisture systems that we hook up. So as you can see, this is the temperature in the front part of this particular crawl space that we're monitoring, right? So everything is pretty much leveled out. It doesn't really, the crawl space in the last 30 days has not gone over 75 degrees. But outside here, it was 82, and it's even gone up, to 90 degrees, it looks like, roughly here over the last 30 days. So again, this is very flatlined, basically. So this improves your energy costs because your heating ducts, or the flex duct for your HVAC system, doesn't have to overcome the temperatural differentials when it's in a conditioned crawl space. So if you have your a non-conditioned crawl space with open vents, then the temperature differentials that have to be overcome so it can cool your house to the temperature you want are greatly affected. It's got a lot of temperature differential to take care of or to overcome. So when you condition your crawl space, you don't have that, and that makes your HVAC system work much, much better and more efficiently. Now the big thing I want to really show you is, here's the outside relative humidity, right, on this particular day at the time that it was, right? So it's 87% and over 60% relative humidity for a prolonged period of time, really 24 to 48 hours. You can start having fungal growth or mold growth, right? So it was only 40% in this crawl space instead of 87% like it was outside. Now you can see in this graph outside that the humidity swings wildly. I mean, it's gone down to less than 30% and as high as to over maybe 95% here. But in the crawl space over that same last 30 days, it's not gone above 42% relative humidity. So we're well below the moisture content in the air that you'll need for mold to grow. So this is why it's extremely important to have a monitoring system, because if you don't have this, then you don't know if the dehumidifier or the HVAC system that they're using to try to control the relative humidity is working efficiently, or if you have a major problem on your hands and you don't know it. And by the time you find out, if you don't have a system like this in, by the time you find out, you have a costly remediation. I mean, we can be talking anywhere from $2,000 to $10,000. So this is a very cheap option to turn around and get. This hooks to your phone. It alerts you if the temperature is too high, too low, if the humidity is too high, too low, and if you have any bulk water that intrudes into your conditioned or encapsulated crawl space. So give H2O Pro a call, 302-321-7077, and find us on the web at watermoldpros.com. And if you're watching this on YouTube, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button so you can see more videos like this. And if you're watching this on Facebook, as we move this video over there, can you go ahead and hit the like button? Please share this with your friends and give us a call. Protect your crawl space. I mean, this is a very cheap option to protect yourself from what can be an extremely costly remediation. Thanks so much for watching.